most frequently asked, right? And also some not so frequently asked things, or some unknown things, some new things, because that is what CAT is all about, isn't it? Some surprise, some new element, some new way of thinking, something new, right? So that is what it is all about. So therefore, with that intention and with that spirit, we are bringing these series of questions for you. Some questions in which the concepts have been tried and tested, asked many times, and on the other side, some new kind of questions as well. All right. So, without further ado, let's start. Right. Here we go. Now, so before we start, something important. Race to 99 is an event that is something that should interest you. If you are in any of these locations shared over here, Varanasi, we are there on Saturday, Bhilai, Patna, Jamshedpur. Then on Sunday, we are in Raipur, Ranchi, and Pune. So, what is this Race to 99? It is an event that opens your mind, I would say. It is something in which we discuss some of the most critical questions that have been asked in CAT examination, and some really good tips, tricks, techniques. So, watch out for this. If you are there in one of these locations, uh, I would suggest you to explore this. Perhaps it would be beneficial. I would say so. Right. Okay. Ready, people? Here we go. Remember, it's a mixed bag. And the way we take this session is you try to beat me. Right. That is my theme. That is my philosophy. That if somebody can solve faster than me, then that person deserves appreciation. Right. So, therefore, I'll give you a few seconds to just absorb the question with every question that I'm putting in front of you. You can see the topic name also in front just to help you to understand. And then I'll start solving. So if you get the answer, please hit that answer on the chat box. All right. So let's make it fun. Right. So just giving you a few more seconds to try this thing through this, and then we'll discuss. My eyes are there on the chat box. Okay. No. So I have given you some time, right? Now, here it is. In the state elections in 2015, 60% voters turned up, while in 2020, 65% turned up. If the state electorate increased by 8%, then the number of voters increased by how much percentage? All right. Some of the percentages are decimals, fractions as well. Let's see what happens. Normally in these questions, I mean, where you are only given percentages and percentages asked. So typically you can assume any number to start with for the base or the initial value, which is the total number of voters in 2015. So if so 100 obviously is the most convenient number, right? So the total electorate, if we take in 2015 as something like 100, I can also write 100x, but I'm just writing 100. Okay, just write anything, whether 100 or whether x or whether 100x, anything is fine, because only we are only going to work with ratios, right? So therefore the number of this is the total. So the number of voters that actually turned up, the actual number of voters that actually turned up is what? 60. Simply 60. Right. What happened in 2020? Well, two changes happened. The electorate also changed, means the total number of voters increased by 8%. So this 100, that became 8% increase, 108. The second thing is 65% voters turned up. Now remember, this 65% will not act on 100. It will act on uh, the new base value. Fun World got this. Yes, correct. Thank you. Right. So yeah. So the 65% will be acted upon this new total 108. So now the number of voters that turn up is basically 65% of 108. I guess this will go into decimal. So it's not that the number of voters are in decimals. It's just that, in general, this is like 100n. This is like in general 108n. This is 60n. This is 108n. So eventually the numbers will justify, and it should be an integer. That's not the worry. So just remove this n. We are just working with the numbers. Find 65% of 108. What is that? Right. So the most basic approach I'll take. What is 50%? Half. 54. Right, I'm adding 65. So I'll add 50 and then 10 and then 5. That will be 65. So 10% will be simply 1/10 or 10.8. And 5% is further half of 10%, which is 5.4. Just add this 8, 4, 12, 1, 10, 1, 70.2. So the number of voters have increased from 60n to 70.2n. So what is the percentage increase? Just a very basic calculation. Uh, yes, thank you, Anushka. It's good to see you again. Percentage increase is therefore what? Increase, which is what? Difference 10.2n divided by 60n into 100%. So this fraction is simply 6 into 17 is 102. So this is nothing but 0.7. So this is 17% increase, right? So this is something that we should all be just, sailing through these kind of basic. This is the fulcrum. This is the pillar of arithmetic, right? You should be completely fluent with things like this. Okay, so this was a cakewalk. More interesting things lined up ahead. Let's see next one. Profit, loss, and discount. Okay, so again, giving you a few seconds to absorb this, to get the sense, right? Okay, fine. So just let me know if you're getting this. Now, Sumit. So there are a lot of transactions, as you can see, are happening in this one, right? Sumit selling to Pulkit, then Pulkit selling to Shobit, then Shobit selling it back to Sumit. So it comes around in a loop back to Sumit, right? And things are changing around, the cost and the selling price all are changing around, right? So we have to basically focus on the agenda, which is where to find that how much total gain did Sumit have. So Sumit, what was his overall net gain, right? Okay, so Sumit sells for. So Sumit initially had the watch with him. He gave that watch away and he got 500 rupees. So in the first transaction, I'm just focusing on Sumit, nothing else. Sumit first of all lost the watch and gained 500 rupees. So I'm just writing the net change on Sumit. First, Sumit minus watch plus 500. That is what happens to Sumit, right? He gives the watch, then he gets 500. 1 month later, Pulkit sells the same watch at 20% profit to Shobit. So on the sidelines, I'm writing the other things which are required. What is Shobit doing? He is getting this watch for 600 bucks. That is his the cost to Shobit, right? Because 500, 20% increase, 600. 6 months later, Shobit sells it back to Sumit at 50% loss. So finally, Sumit then gets this watch for 50% loss, means simply half of 600. He gets this for 300. So now what happens? He takes back the watch. So here I'm writing what is happening to Sumit. Sumit first he loses the watch, gains 500. Then he gains back the watch and loses 300. Means he gives 300 as the cost, as a price for the watch. What is happening overall in this transaction? He has got the watch back, but he has gained 200 bucks. Right, Anushka, check again. Not the correct answer. Calculation mistake, I guess. Right. So therefore, in this overall thing, he has gained 200. Right. He has got back the watch. He has 500. He first got 500, then he only gave back 300. He gains 200. Now, what happens? So story does not end here. Shobit sells it back to Sumit at 50% loss, comma, who means Sumit thereby further sells it to Mohit at 50% profit. So now Sumit was sitting on the price of 300. So at what price does he give this watch now to Mohit? he gives this watch to Mohit at a 50% profit, which means 1.5 times of 300. So Mohit gets this watch for 450 bucks. So once again, Sumit loses the watch, right? And he gets 450 rupees in his pocket, right? Right. After a year, Mohit resells the watch at 20% loss to Sumit. Okay. So finally, it comes back to Sumit at what price? 20% loss means Sumit sells it back to Mohit sells it back to Sumit at 80% of the price at which he bought it, 450 rupees, which is 4/5 of 450, which is 360 bucks, right? 590 into 4, 360. So finally, he gets back the watch and he gives away this 360 rupees, right? He gets back the watch. Gives, okay, Sumit, take your 360 rupees. Give me the watch. So he's back to square one. He has got back the watch. And in this transaction again, 450 he first got, then he gave 360 only to buy back this. So he eventually had a gain of 90. So Fun World, it's not 490. Shubham, it's not 140. Narayan, and yes, obviously now you can see the answer in front of you is 290. So this is a replica actually of a previous year question, a very recent year. I think it was last year only. Something similar came up. So I have created a variation of that. Right, something very unique, right? That came up, and right, it's I think just common sense question, right? Um, okay, that's what it is, right? So no, so I hope we are learning. I mean, we are enjoying this. We are learning something, and it's valuable, right? Okay, so something tried and tested, and now something. Hmm. Okay, something on simple and compound interest. Well, we know this topic is highly mathematical in nature, so let's get down to this. Okay, giving you a minute. Till now I have not got an answer before I concluded the question. So I got the answer from you when I was just about to finish solving, and I was just about to say the answer. So I want you to buck up, beat me, right? That's the agenda. Solve it faster than me. Hmm. Okay, there is a person who has got this. Narayan has got this. Very well done, Narayan. If you got this, very good. Okay, so I think I should start because one person has already got the answer. Right. So this question is again going to test you on the fundamentals, nothing too complex. Okay. You should have the clarity on the concepts. Compounding means successive percentage change. Compounding means the amounts in consecutive years are in geometric progression. Compounding means the interest values earned in consecutive years are in geometric progression as well. Compounding means the interest earned in the nth year is R%, where R is the rate. The interest earned in the nth year is R% of the amount of the previous year. That is the philosophy of CI. Whatever is the amount till now, we will apply the rate on that, right? So this 36,000 and this 43,200 are the interests or the incomes earned in 2 consecutive years, which are in geometric progression. And the common ratio of the geometric progression is nothing but 1 plus R by 100, where R is the rate of interest. 36,000 into 1.2 is exactly equal to 43,200, right? 36 into 12 is 432. So therefore, this is indicating that the rate of interest on which we are working is 20%. No, no hardcore equations, no variables, just plain common sense and logic of CI. In incomes earned in consecutive years are in geometric progression with the common ratio of 1 plus r by 100. So 43,200 being 1.2 times of 36,000 indicates that rate of interest is 20%. This is the common ratio of the geometric progression, both for the amounts in consecutive years as well as the rate, as well as the interest earned in consecutive years. Hence, now that we have got this, now we can need to, now we did not need to find, I mean, finding the rate of interest is the first step. Eventually that will help us to then find the answer. That is, we need to find the initial amount. Interest earned in the nth year is r% of the amount of the n minus 1th year. So now we'll focus on any one of these two numbers. Obviously the smaller number will be easier to work upon, which is that this 36,000, which is the interest or the income earned in the third year. So in income of the third year is r% of the amount of the second year, which is principal into 1 plus r by 100. R by 100 is 1 by 5 raised to the power of n minus 1, which is 2. Second year's amount, principal into 1 plus 1 r by 100 power n minus 1, n is 3. And this, my dear friends, is given as 36,000. From here we can find p. R is 20. So r% means 1/5. Of means multiply. P into 1 plus 1 by 5, 6 by 5. 6 by 5 the whole square, 36 by 25. So 1/5 of the principal times 36 by 25 is 36,000, which gives us, my dear friends, 36 cancels 1,000. 1,000 into 25 into 5, which is P, is 125,000. 1,25,000 is the principal from which we must have started. Okay. So the point is, do it without variables and equations. Do it from the conceptual perspective. All right. So SICI, again, you get one question typically. Okay. So it's typically there, and it's very much an easy grab, I would say, right? Because you just need to apply the concepts, basic ideas, right? So fun world, I would leave that up to you. How to make use of the equation of the options? I would say it's a luck by chance, right? I guess sometimes working by options obviously is helpful. In this case, I guess what you're trying to do, I mean, will you pick up an option and then we will calculate the rate of, I mean, you don't know the rate of interest to begin with, right? Fun world. So from starting from, let's say, first option. Okay, so first option turns out to be the correct answer by chance, right? So now if you had to start from the option, how will you do it? I mean, you don't know the rate of interest to begin with, so what you will work upon with 125,000, what percentage of that you will find? So I think it's a loop into itself. The question is designed in such a way, I guess, that right, you have to solve it. I hope you realize this, isn't it? So I have seen this, questions in which options are there. It is, I mean, in my view, it's only 1 in 10 or 2 in 10 times, only 10 or 20% times that you can backtrack from the options. Because these days, the exam setters have the option of theta. So wherever they think that, okay, you can backtrack from the options, they will create the question as theta. And wherever you cannot backtrack, they will just put the options as usual, right? And it's not possible to backtrack. So I don't think so. This is a question where you can backtrack. I have also designed the question in that way. All right. Okay, so we are enjoying this, and here comes something on geometry. Okay, so 1 minute again. Let's do this. Okay, Yukti is saying answer is B. Uh, Good. Okay, so one person got this. Very good, very good. Now, yeah, so I have already disclosed the answer for you. So this is how it should be done, people. So again, this question extends on, one of the previous years. In that previous year, there was a square and a triangle and an equilateral triangle, right? I have created this question with the pentagon and an equilateral triangle inside it. So, right, and also the angle is little bit, somewhere far away, right? It's not a very direct. So yeah, so this is the basic idea. It's a regular pentagon and it's an equilateral triangle. So we have regular polygons, right? Um, the internal angle of a regular polygon of n sides we know, right? Internal angle of a regular polygon of n sides we know. Regular polygon, remember, not any random polygon, is always 180 degree minus 360 degree by n, right? So for n equal to 5, the internal angle of a regular pentagon comes to be 180 minus 360 by 5, which is 180 minus 72. 180 minus 72 is 108 degree. So all of us should be already familiar with these numbers, right? Triangle is 60, square is 90, pentagon is 108, hexagon is 120, octagon is 135. At least these numbers we should be fluent with. Okay, so now coming to the thing at hand, we have this diagonal AC intersecting PB at X, this APB being equilateral triangle. We have to find the measure of angle CXB, this angle over here, this angle which I have marked. Let's get down to this. Obviously it's something far away, so we have to work upon through all the angles. So these kind of questions do not get solved by directly this is this, right? You have to go through everything. Means you have to start from the, let's say, the triangle, then you come to this triangle ABC maybe, and then you find something over there, and then you get this, right? So what about this angle? This is 60, right? Since, right, this is 60 equilateral triangle, since ABC angle was the whole of 108, the internal angle of the regular pentagon, so this is what the remaining of 48 degree. Okay, I think this angle that is required can be obtained now if I just find this angle ACB now. That is what I need to do, right? Then I can work on the triangle XCB and the third angle we can find. So now focus on the triangle ABC that you have. Can I say it's an isosceles triangle? AB being equal to BC. So angle, this angle which I'm marking over here and this angle which I'm marking over here are the equal angles, right? They are angles opposite to the equal sides in this triangle. And we can find this angle now because this whole 108 is there. So the balance of, the total sum of these two angles which I have marked with dots is 180 minus 108, which is 72. So 72 divided by 2 is the value of each of these two angles. They are each therefore 36. So this therefore is finally coming to be what? 36 degree. And therefore we have our answer, my dear friends. In a triangle, the sum of the angles is 180. So 180 minus, that is 36, this is 48. 36 and 48 is 84. So 180 minus 84 is 96 degrees. That is the correct choice. Right? Okay. So, right, Shubham, I don't know in what trap did you go? Did you guess? I don't know. Adya, I'm your okay. So are they saying, sir, could you please explain the last question, the step where you took n equal to 3? Okay, what did we do n equal to 3? Okay, so Adya, if you're there, basically I was saying that this is the interest of the third year, okay, 36,000. So what I was saying was that this is the interest of the third year, and the concept is that interest of the nth year is r% of previous year's amount, means amount of the n minus 1th year. So that is the equation which I have written basically over here for this 36,000, right? This is the interest or the income earned in the third year. So that is what I've just said, that this 36,000 is this, right? Okay, right? Okay, so this is also done. 96. Next one. Okay, now this is like in your bag kind of question. Means this is that question कि हर किसी को कर लेना चाहिए, right? 1 मिनट लगेगा, 1.5 मिनट लगेगा, हर किसी का आंसर आ जाना चाहिए, right? So therefore, I'm giving you that 1.5 minutes. So please get this answer very quickly. Oh my God, so fast. So we have um, a person who is really good, I would say. Yes, Yukti got this. Yukti got this. Arnav also got this. Very good, very good, very good. Good, good, good. Now the spirit is coming back. Fun World also got this. Yes, people, thank you. Good, good, good. So yeah, here is what it is. Everybody can solve this, I think. So I put these questions so that we are like we are looking at all the variety. Okay, there are questions which make us think. There are questions which are just just get it done. So yeah, 320 marks. I just got 320 marks in a question in an examination. 150 questions. There are three things: how many he got correct, how many he got wrong, how many he did leave unanswered. Right. So there are three things which add up to 150. Right. So total of 150 questions. Let me take the number of correct questions as X. All right, the wrong questions as Y, the unattempted questions as Z. So I'm taking three variables, although I can write this Z as 100 minus X minus Y, but it becomes little easy for me to write, right? So this is plus 4, this is minus 1, and this is minus 1/4. That is a marking scheme. So we have the equation that first of all X plus Y plus Z is 150. See, the point that I'm taking three variables is that it becomes easy to eliminate, right? Although you can write that also, right? X plus Y plus Z is 150. Then the other equation is on the marks, which is 320. Now, so 320 is basically the total marks, which is 4 into X minus 1 into Y minus 1 by 4 into Z. So that equals your 320. Also, 80% of the questions he attempted were correct. What does this tell us? The attempts are X plus Y, right? And 80% of that he got correct. So correct, which is X, is 80%. 80% means 4/5 of what he attempted. What is his total attempts? X plus Y. So we are getting 5x equals 4x plus 4y, or simply we are getting simply that x equals 4y. So I think three questions, three variables, just solve that. That's all, right? Uh, just put x equal to 4y over here and just simplify. So you have, okay, first of all, get rid of this fraction. Multiply this equation with 4. So 16x minus 4y minus z is 1280, right? And here, put x equal to 4y. You can do that here as well. So 4y plus y, which is 5y plus z equals 150. And over here also x is 4y. So 16 into 4y, 64y minus 4y, which is 60y minus z is 1280. I think we are done. Just add, you get rid of z. 65 of y is 1280 plus 150, which will be 1430. I can see 13 is a factor which is common and can be cancelled out. 143 is 13 into 11. So this is 13 into 110. 65 will go off such that first 13 cancels, then 5 will also cancel. Here this will be 22. Y is therefore 22. Now answer is not the value of y. Answer is asking how many did he leave unanswered, which is z. Okay, so just get this done. Y is 22. So x is 4 times of that, which is 88. So this is 88 and 22 is 110. So the remaining 40 he left unanswered. Right. So this question again, just simple, straightforward. Uh, three variables, equations, get it done. Thank you. All right. Here we go, people. Algebra. Now something interesting is there. Let's see if somebody can get this. Again, Yukti has got this. Now let's see uh, if that's correct. Okay, so what is a geometric progression? I mean, in general way, how do we define the different subsequent terms? If the first term is a, and if the common ratio is r, then the terms are a, then a into r, then a into r square, then a into r cube, then a into dot dot dot, and so on. Right? The nth term is a into r raised to power n minus 1. That is what is a GP. Right? Second term of an infinite geometric progression having positive terms means a should also be positive, r should also be positive. Is 1. Second term is a into r. So what is given? First of all, a into r is 1. And that is all that we are given, nothing else. What is the least? Because this question is not of solving something, but optimization. It's a question of maxima, minima. You have to optimize, right? You have to minimize the value of the infinite sum of this geometric progression. S infinity. What is the sum of the infinite terms of a geometric progression? A over 1 minus r, right? As long as your common ratio is less than 1 in magnitude, right? That is the infinite sum of a geometric progression. So this we have to minimize given that a into r is 1. So obviously we can substitute for one variable over here. Let's say a, we substitute for as 1 over r from here and put it in this, right? So the sum, infinite sum, so that comes in terms of only one variable as 1 over r into 1 minus r. We have to minimize this s infinity, which is a fraction, right? 1 is the numerator and an expression in r is the denominator. A fraction is, sorry, this is minimized, right? We have to minimize this. So a fraction is minimized if the numerator is minimized and the denominator is maximized. So we have to find the maximum possible value of this expression, which is r into 1 minus r or r minus r square. We have to maximize this so that this s infinity is minimized. So it comes to become a basic question on the minimum and minimum and maximum of a quadratic expression, right? This is a quadratic. So once you do the completion of squares, then you can uh, claim its minimum value, right? So completion of squares means I see r minus r square. So take minus common, and this is r square minus r. And then to do the completion of squares, r minus half of the whole square will give me r square minus r. So the idea is whatever is the coefficient of r, half of that you keep as the constant term, so that you get, you know, by the expansion of a minus b whole square, a square minus 2ab. So minus 2ab gives you minus r. But in this expansion, we also get plus 1 by 4, which was not there to begin with. So we have to subtract 1 by 4 to make the balance. And finally, again, multiply with minus back, and you get this is 1 by 4 minus of a perfect square. You have to maximize this expression. So this is 1 by 4 minus something. That minus that you're doing is non-negative. So to maximize this, you have to minimize this, which is the minimum value of this could be 0. So when you keep this 0, which means when you keep r equal to half, then the maximum value of this expression is 1 by 4. And therefore putting that, you get 1 over 1 by 4, which is 4. So Arnav, I guess in my view, I think you said 2 because I guess you said the first term, because the first term in this geometric progression is coming to be 2. I don't know how you did this, but it's 4. How? So we are doing r equal to half, remember? And our a into r was 1. So our a is coming to be 1 over r, which is 2. So basically our GP is 2, 2 being the first term, and then 1, and then 1 by 2, and then 1 by 4, and so on till infinity. So this infinite GP adds up to 4. Right, that is the most optimum geometric progression in which the sum is minimized. Okay, so algebra and now PNC. I hope you're enjoying this. Digit based questions typically have been asked quite a lot, right? In recent years, PNC, typically you see digit based arrangement problems. So let's see if somebody get this. We have lots of time. Hmm. Okay, we'll just check. Now I do not remember the answer very exactly, but okay, I'm noting your answer. You're saying 1416. We just check this. I'll wait for a few more seconds if somebody else can lock in the answer. Uh, no, Yukti is saying 1548. Okay, so history tells us Yukti has been correct so far. So let's see what happens. Arnav, I'm not saying anything. You might be correct. Let's see. Let's get this done. Okay, so multiple conditions are there. It's a 4-digit number, so the thousands place should not be 0. Even number, so the last units place digit should be either 0 or 2 or 4 or 6 or 8. And obviously the most exciting thing, exactly one of the digits is 4. Now this 4 is one of those digits which, if it comes at the units place, makes the number even. So the point is that this 4, wherever it comes, will always create a different setup, means a different way to define the values of the remaining 3 digits, right? So obviously we need to do our case analysis over here, properly analyze the different scenarios of where this 4 appears, right? um so there is a restriction at the thousands place, a restriction at the units place. Apart from the fact that this 4 needs to come exactly once, there is no access restriction on the middle 2 digits, the tens and the hundreds place. So I guess if 4 comes at any of these 2 positions, it should have similar impact on the options for the remaining places. So I will merge these 2 cases and I will take the other 2 cases. I think I need overall 3 cases, right? Okay, so first I will fix 4 here. Whatever I'm fixing, I'm writing below and circling it. 4 comes here, means this is only one way. So I'm writing the number of ways on the top and the conditions below. So 4 is fixed at the units place one way. Then comes the most crucial thing, thousands place, satisfy the condition, it should not be 0 and also it should not be 4. So therefore 2 of the options are ruled out. So it can have 8 different values. Obviously 4 cannot come at these places. Apart from that, there is no SS restriction. So 9 and 9 ways. Fundamental counting principle gives you that the number of ways is 8 times 9 times 9. I'm not calculating this. I'll just manage the calculation at the end. This is case 1. Now, case 2 quickly. Case 2, I'm merging the two cases, the two actually cases that 4 could come either here or here. So those two cases should be similar, right? So two ways that I'm fixing 4 either here or here. For purpose of discussion, let's say I'm fixing it over here, right? Then first of all, you have to satisfy the thousands place. It should not be 0. It should not be 4. 8 ways. You cannot have 4 at the units place. Units place needs to be even. So it can be either 0 or 2 or 6 or 8. So it has 4 options. Here, only thing is 4 should not be there. So 9 ways. 8, 1, 9, 4. And twice of that. Remember, at the outset, 2 ways to put the 4 either at the tens or the hundreds place. So twice of 8 times 9 times 4. All of these are going to be added up. These are the cases. Finally, the third case. Quickly, let's get this done. Archita is saying 1516. We'll just check, Archita. All the answers are very neck to neck. Let's see what happens. Right. Okay, quickly. 4 here. Last case. One way. Right. 4 can't come here. So 0 again. 0, 2, 6, 8. 4 ways again. And only the condition is 4 should not come at these places. 9 ways. 9 ways. So this is simply 9 times 9 times 4. Now add this. Just add this. So what I'll do, whatever is common in all the multiplications, I'll take that. I think 9 into 4, I guess, is common, because you can see 9 into 4 here, 9 into 4 here, and here also you can take that common. So 9 into 4 is common, and in the bracket 9 into 4, so 2 remains here. 2 into 9, 18, plus 9 into 4, and then 8 into 2, 16. 9 into 4 common, and then 9. Okay, so finally, people, the answer is 36 times 18, 16, 34, 943. 36 into 43. 36 into 4 is 144. So 1440 for 36 into 40. And then 36 into 3 is 108. 1548. Yukti was correct. Right. Good. We are having a very healthy discussion, I guess. So maybe some calculation mistakes, or maybe something you missed, Archit, or no, but your answers were neck to neck, so I guess कुछ calculation mistake रहा होगा शायद. Otherwise, I am sure you must have made the cases in a very similar manner, right? You have to be very careful in these questions. कोई भी एक भी जगह थोड़ा सा भी one digit goes here and there, you spoil the whole problem. That's the only challenge, isn't it? Okay, so I'm enjoying this. I hope you are also. With that spirit, let's take up the last problem for today's session. No topic. Anna forgot? Okay. No topic. Logic. So not every question in quantitative ability section is mathematical in nature. Quantitative ability is not maths always. It is 99.99% maths and 0.01% logic. And this question is 100% logic. So finishing on a high note, let's see who gets this. And it's a theta question. No options to help you as well. And I will not solve this unless I get a very good response from everyone. Everybody should give me some answer or the other, right? Yeah, I think everybody can get something or the other. आंसर तो हर कोई निकाल सकता है. Yukti, are you saying answer is what, 42? What is your answer? I did not understand. Okay, I guess Yukti is saying 42. Arnav is saying 12. And um, Yukti, I don't think you got the question. The question is not asking the value of some distance. Look at the question. I'll just erase your answer. Just see what the question is asking carefully. Arnav has said 12 so far. Okay, now Yukti is saying 50. Yes, people, there are 10 people in the room. You need some more response, please. And both of you keep on thinking. None of you are correct. No, Yukti, it's not 50 times. That is not the correct answer. As I said, and as highlighted at the top, it's a common sense question, right? No maths. It's not a question of ना तो ये algebra है ना ये arithmetic है ना ये numbers है ना ये PNC है. This is pure common sense, logic, reasoning, thinking. That's all. It's not a mathematical question at all. I guess you have missed the point. Uh, and that's what I'm trying to discuss. People, CAT exam is not a test of mathematical skills only. Quant is 99% maths, 1% reasoning and thinking. And that 1% actually is the most crucial percentage. Now, so here is, people, what it is. When will be the first time that this person, I mean, at what mark he will be there? At what mark from 0 to 100 meter will he be there on the racetrack, such that next time he's making his 10-meter ahead, he will touch the red mark? When will that happen? Once again, हिंदी में बोल रहा हूं, वो पहली बार कब होगा ऐसा कि ये आदमी जहां पर खड़ा है, मान लो 10 मीटर के मार्क पर खड़ा है, तो वो अब अगली बार जब 10 मीटर चलेगा तो वो रेड लाइन को टच कर लेगा. ऐसा कब होगा? This will happen for the first time when he is at the 40-meter mark, because 40 plus 10 equals 50. उसके पहले तो कभी नहीं होगा. For example, when he was at the 38-meter mark, next time he's going to go till the 48-meter mark, and then he'll just turn back and come back to what? 40. So he did not touch the red line at the 50-meter mark until he has done this iteration of his going forward 10, coming back 8. अब तक तो वो कभी भी रेड लाइन को टच नहीं किया होगा. अब पहली बार करेगा जब he will be at the 40-meter mark, and then he will touch the red line exactly there. So when he started from the 40-meter mark, right, when he was starting at the 40-meter mark, then he went till 50, he touched the red line. So the number of instances, the number of times he has touched the red line on this occasion is 1, because he just turns back immediately and he comes back to the mark 42. People, you still have the chance. You can still answer me the question. Okay, and you can get the brownie points. Once again, when he'll be starting again, what will happen now? He's starting from 42. Now this time he will not just touch the red line, he will actually cross it. So once he will go from 42 to 52. So when he started from the 42-meter mark, my dear friends, he crossed the red line. Remember, for the first instance, he did not cross it, he touched it. So only one instance, but now he has crossed, which means he will come back. He will turn back and he will touch the red line. In fact, he will cross the red line, in fact, once more. So when he started from the 42-meter mark, there are two instances when he crossed the red mark, and he's now back to 44 now. Now he's at 44, and the same thing will again obviously repeat. From 44 he'll go to 54. From 54 he'll come back to 46. So again, two instances that he has crossed the red line. Now this sequence will start up. There was only one anomaly. There was only one deviation, that when he was at 40 he only touched the red line, but now from 42, 44, 46 he's always going to cross. So he's always going to go back and forth. So there are going to be two instances every time that he's crossing the red line. At 46 also two times, at 48 also two times, because when he will be at the 48-meter mark, my dear friends, he will cross the red line, he will go till 58. No, this time not two times. From 48, this was the 50, he crossed it. Yes, this time also two times, because he crossed it and now he will come back and he will now touch. So one crossing and one touch. Again two times, but now he's out of the boundary. Now that he will move ahead from 50, there is no coming back to 50 again. He has just crossed it completely. Now he's at 50, he will go to 60, and there's no turning back. There's no coming back to 50, because he'll come back to 52, my dear friends. So my dear friends, the answer is 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. And that, my dear friends, happens to become 9. So I am trying to awaken you. CAT is not only a test of maths. Maths is like a language. Okay, just like English is a language, maths is a language of communicating values, numbers, quantities. Questions are requiring us to think through. So with that, I would say it was fun for me. I hope it was for you as well. So we are meeting uh, quite regularly. So look out for the next one. We'll meet quite soon again. And I hope you're already connected and looking at all our informative sessions. Right. So here is me signing off. Just reminding you, Career Launcher mobile app is now available. In case you are not aware of that, it is one of the many facets, many ways that you can connect with us. Live classes, practice, MBA Profilizer, and study material. Right. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. See you next time, and stay connected uh, and keep on learning. Right. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.